There we go. Okay. We have video. Okay, here I am. I'm installing Xcode because now I have to install Xcode and then Mac ports, and then I can install GNU Radio. Okay, and then
lowrider plane.
Here's Michael, and he's made this plane, and he's flying it. There you go.
Well, it's not.
Okay,
mine,
say your
per
thing.
se.
What? Say that thing you were gonna say.
What?
I don't know what whatever it was.
Do you want to see me buzz the
Whoa.
tower?
Yeah, buzz the tower. Go for it. Buzz the tower. Do the Mickey Mouse voice. There you go. Oh, that's not buzzing. No, that's not. Okay, well, I'm not sure that was supposed to happen. Okay, anyway, back to my action, which is like incredibly boring. Okay, anyway, that's our report. We're still here. I'm doing this. Mac ports, Xcode command line tools, GNU Radio, and Michael is playing some sort of dumb video game where he shoots people in the face.
Shooting them. That was kind of the
In
idea.
the face. Yeah, see, we've been here all day.
I was just randomly shooting my Glock and lag.
See? This is why he has a C in biology. Do you have a C? No, you have an A, right? Do you have an A now?
I'm a failure.
No, you're not. You're not a failure, but like you have a B.
Hey, put it on.
He has a B.
This isn't. I also do KSP.
He has an A in every other class, though, so that's
You're
why it's
listening.
okay.
I'm
But
not
like, here's KSP, or not KSP. Sorry,
No,
this is
Michael.
CS:GO. Yeah, he
This
walks
is
around
Pokemon.
holding out a knife. Makes no sense. It's just dumb. But this is what I'm doing.
We're all camping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We're still here installing GNU Radio. It's building FFTW-3- But I outlasted Michael. Check it out. Empty chair. Here is the X310. And over here, about 15 feet away, is a B210. They're both connected to a Mac Mini. You can see the Mac Mini below the B210 over Ethernet. Here's the current screen of the Mac Mini. This is GQRX. We're able to receive FM on it. Paul, tell us what's next.
I have no idea what's next.
Tell us what we just did.
Well, we got the usurps hooked up in the upstairs lab and doing the same stuff they were doing on the kitchen table downstairs for the most part. The usurp X310 is loud. Fans.
So what's next, really? Well, what we're going to try to do is separate the two usurps. The X310, right over here, we're going to leave it here, and the B210 over there behind the Mac Mini we'll leave there. But we're going to try to separate them, have them each on their own computer, running their own code. This will take us a step further towards having a working prototype of a ground sat and an ARAP. All right, here we are, people. We are not printing out a dog bone. I know it kind of looks like it, but we're not. We're printing out a case for the USRP B210. This particular print is going to take 24 hours. Cross your fingers. Hope it works. The front printed out in 2 hours. Here it is. Kind of the front of the case. You can see the U shape and holes for the business end. Anyway, this will slide on the front. The case is going to print on its side, so it's going to look pretty interesting as it prints up. We'll be monitoring it. So cross your fingers. Okay, folks. Here's the case. And, well, now it says that it needs 31 hours. Now, sometimes the estimate actually on the machine is usually, well, a little flaky. So the slicer said 24 to 25. It's only gone up since then. But let's ignore this for now. Okay, so like look at that. That's the beginning of the case. You can sort of see it growing up from the side. All right, it printed all night long. And there's our case for our B210. Looking good. All right, we are done with our part. Here we are back in Golden Home Lab. The USERP B210 has been installed in our 3D printed case. This should keep it a little safer. I decided not to print the lid. I can laser cut that more easily. And I kind of like looking at it. Here's GQRX running. Look, it finished. Yes. Another step in the direction of having demonstrated user terminal is getting Jabber or XMPP server up and running. This is up and running on a Mac Mini. And over here, we have another one running on a Linux machine. Look at that, people. It works. With lots of help from Paul.
Go, Paul.
Yeah, basic web stuff. Check it out. Okay, Yaws server running on this machine. And there's a Yaws server running over here too, but it's still pointing to the temp directory. So once we get this up and running, yeah. All right, well, we've had fun printing up a case. It's always big victory to be able to find something on Thingiverse and print it up and use it. Another thing that we've been working on today is use cases for the user terminal. This is kind of a big deal and really kind of overdue in doing them. But we're getting some traction, got lots of great feedback off the list, and I am better learning how to do use cases. There is a sort of a standard industry format. There's components of a use case, actors, situations, flow, situational flow. So we're putting together as honest an effort for use cases as we can for publishing this week. Okay, here we are with the X310, and we've moved it to another computer. And we have problems. This is supposed to be the screen with all those screens with signals and stuff. And it crashes. And it crashes with how many CPUs worth of stuff?
Well, it's more than 600% a lot of the time of CPU utilization.
Yeah.
Right here, right now it's under 6, but usually it's above 6.
Yeah, so it hasn't worked yet, right?
It has not worked for more than a couple of seconds. Without crashing, and now it seems to be consistently coming up with a blank screen.
Okay, so problems in Toledo, people. Well, we're working it. Another thing that we're working on, I'd like to finish this week, is to nail down the exact list of equipment that you need in order to have a development station for a ground sat, user terminal, ARAP, and then buy the equipment for North Texas Microwave Society and for the team in Maryland. So figuring out X310 or X300, B210 or B200, N210 or N200, and all the rest of the equipment. We've been working on that for most of the day. Okay, we have 99 problems. Tell us one of them, Paul.
Well, one of them is that the USERP X310 on this computer almost always crashes.
Tell us. Okay, so the X310 almost always crashes on this computer, which we really need it to run on. And then what are we doing?
Well, right now we're running on the USERP B210 over USB 3, and at 100 kilosamples, which is the nominal for this flow graph, it works fine, with a little bit of glitchiness every now and then. But the X310 doesn't seem to be able to do 100 kilosamples. It automatically changes that number to 192 point something kilosamples. So on the other machine, I was able to change the sample rate to 200 kilohertz, and it worked fine. That does not work over here. If I set it 200 kilohertz, on either usurp, it seems to be crashy. So I don't know what's going on, but that's what we know so far. Part of what
Okay.
we know so far, anyway.
So yeah, any I don't know. Hey, any advice would be appreciated for how to proceed. We're just going to keep marching on, but chip in if you got some ideas. Check it out. Pretty beautiful. Okay, we're at the gym, and we've just worked out a list of equipment for the ground sat development stations in Texas and Maryland, and a little bit over $6,000 per station. Sent the checklist off to Jerry and Bill Reed, and we'll see whether or not we can come up with the money. All right, more great radio. We swapped in the B210 over here, and the GUI crashed, but the signal processing is still going. Here's the speaker. Whiskey 5, November, Yankee Victor, testing. So hey, it's sort of working. Progress.